Ages are no doubt the biggest new feature coming to Civilization 7. I've spent hours finding out every detail we know about them so far, ranging from the revolutionary way you'll play as several civs in each game, to the chaos that could bring your empire crumbling down at the end of every age. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that I think you need to know about Ages and Crises. As a quick note, all the gameplay in this video is a work in progress obviously, and it is subject to change, and if you want to add anything to the conversation, feel free to drop me a message in the comment section below. A game of Civilization 7 will see players progress through 3 ages, starting with the Antiquity Age, then moving to the Exploration Age, and finally finishing in the Modern Age. Each age brings new and unique features specific to that age, ranging from resources to independent powers, seemingly the replacement for city-states, to gameplay mechanics, and in what is arguably the most radical change ever seen in the series, the civilizations themselves. No longer can you found the ancient city of Washington thousands and thousands of years before the US ever existed. Instead, it appears that each civilization will only be available to play as in one age. Players will therefore pick a new civ at the start of each age, making your game a story of several civilizations connected through time. The civilizations that you are able to transition it into are dependent on a few things. The first thing is the historical connections of your Antiquity Age civ. One progression path I've seen is starting with Rome, then progressing to the Normans and then England. It's also dependent on the leader which you have chosen to play your game as. By the way, you can now play any leader with any civ, which is just a massive change to the civ formula. And finally, it's also dependent on the gameplay decisions that you've made. So there are rules and frameworks here which define which civs you can and cannot transition it into, but this is still an enormous change for the series. Now I know why they've constantly been describing this game as revolutionary for literally as long as I can remember. One thing that does not change as you progress through the ages though is your leader. Leaders are more powerful than ever in Civ 7, and players will now have the ability to shape and develop their attributes and bonuses throughout the game. More on these in a later video though. Leaders aren't the only thing that you'll be carrying over from one age to the next, however. There are 4 legacy paths in Civ 7, these being science, culture, military, and economic, one for each victory type. These legacy paths essentially reward players with legacy points for completing challenges related to that area. The more legacy points you get, the further down the legacy path you go and the more bonuses you get access to, some of which you can actually carry forward to the next age. As an example, let's focus on the science legacy path for the Antiquity Age, though I would note that each path is relatively similar, but with different bonuses relevant to the focus of the path. So the Science Legacy path provides players with bonus science and, if completed in the Antiquity Age, culminates in the Great Library Golden Age, which allows your academies to retain their base yields, their adjacency bonuses, and their effects into the next age. Now, Civ 7 seems to do things a little bit differently from Civ 6 and all the previous installments into the series, so it seems like buildings are nerfed or just rendered useless from previous ages, and as such carrying over these legacy bonuses is going to prove particularly helpful in positioning yourself for the victory type you desire later on in the game. Another thing some of you may have noticed is that with the legacy paths, each milestone gives everybody, all players in the game, 5 age progress points. Actions including taking a turn or eliminating a rival civ, and even just progressing down a legacy path, all add progress to the age progression meter. Once the progression meter is filled, you will enter the age transition. Firaxis have been quite secretive about what exactly happens here, but what we do know for a fact is that this is where you pick a new civilization. As you approach the end of an age, you'll also start to encounter a crisis. The effects of this worsen over time and bring essentially chaos to the world around you. For starters, you have to choose several crisis policies to enact, all of which harm your civilization, whether that be a 100% increase to the gold cost of military maintenance, or -1 happiness in all cities for each commander rank. You are literally forced to select policies based on what you think will harm you the least. There's more for us to find out about Crysis for sure, but we know that the chaos is fueled by features such as the emergence of strong independent powers which will challenge your empire, and it will provide players with the type of challenge that we've just not faced in the middle of a Civ game before. So there's no doubt that some of the fundamental parts of the Age's mechanics are controversial, because basically they've ripped up much of the Civ formula that we have all enjoyed for decades. But one thing I think this will definitely do is keep games engaging for longer and hopefully challenge the late game lull which plagues so many games in this genre. Crysis will threaten the empires you establish, and another new feature to mention, the expansion of the playable map area at the start of each new age will offer new territories to explore and conquer. This will be fun to try out, and even if I am a little bit gutted at first glance not to be able to play as one Civ from start to finish in a game, researching these new features for Civ 7 has me really excited to learn more and eventually try it out. Next time we'll be looking at another area where Civ 7 has made enormous changes to the gameplay, and that is cities and districts. I'll be explaining everything you need to know about these in a video very soon, or if it's already been released you can watch it by clicking the link on screen now. Thanks for watching this video today, please remember to like and sub if you want to see more, and I'll catch you soon.